Have you been frustrated that you feel like you've lost momentum or you're not gaining traction? Do you feel like you've got it completely wrong? Hi, I'm Debra Kasowski. Today I want to talk to you about doing what you love and love what you do. Now, you may not be exactly where you want to be right now. You have a vision and you know you are a work in progress. Now, if you begrudgingly do things and you're resentful, do you believe you're going to do a good job? Chances are, no. You will have negative self-talk, get into the habit of blaming and complaining, and even procrastination. Now, how is that going to serve you? The best thing you can do is love what you do and who you are. And as you're progressing to where you want to go from where you are, now that could be the climb of the leadership ladder, growing your business to a certain dollar value, or equipping your children with the tools that they need to adult. You show up and perform at your best when you're focusing on what you're loving doing. You may not love the work. You might be able to do it in your sleep, and you may have fallen into the trap of complacency. Now, of course, you don't love it. You need some challenge and stimulation, and you need to spark that fire within. You could take a course, maybe something completely different than what you're used to doing. People tend to fall into the same industries or same patterns of what they normally do. Now, if you're used to studying a lot of personal development and maybe published a book, maybe you need to work on marketing or sales or speaking engagements. Look at something completely off. Maybe you're going to look at how a do-it-yourself video on, doing something in your home. Like, these are all things that can challenge you. And there's so many resources out right now. Hire a coach where you can have surprising discoveries about yourself, a whole new awareness of what you're capable of. Find ways to increase your productivity. Hang out with others that will challenge your thoughts and beliefs and ideas. They say you're the average of the 5 people you hang out with the most. And sometimes what I find is when you have an opportunity to hang out with people who don't think like you, they can totally offer you a different perspective to show up differently and have a better understanding and more compassion and empathy for others in the world as well. And how about just putting that extra 1% effort? Even that 1% will help you show up differently. Now, Maya Angelou said, "You can only become truly accomplished at something you love. Don't make money your goal. Instead, pursue things that you love doing, and then do them so well that people can't take their eyes off you. Do what you love. Get clear on what you do not love. There's going to be times when you need to do things you don't love doing. You may not love taking out the trash, or you might not like washing the dishes. But you also know what the alternative is if you don't follow through on them. And it's not very pleasant. Now, focus on what you love doing and do as much of it as you can. Hone your talents, your skills, your abilities, gain the knowledge you need to so people can be drawn to you, to work with you, to spend time with you, to be in relationship with you. Now, allow the best of you to show up. When you do what you love and you're sharing your gifts of yourself with the world takes notice. Now, many years ago, when I was 8 years old, I had a family member die, and he was 16. And it was the son of my godfather. And I treasure my relationship with my godfather. And at 8 years old, I had made a special gift at Christmas, and I wanted so much to give it to him. And during that Christmas, I know that there was a lot of emotion and distress and different feelings that came up for everyone around. But at 8 years old, I was oblivious to how the adults were handling things. I sat in the bathroom with my gift, just waiting for the door to open at my grandparents' home. And I remember running out and saying, "Is he here yet? Is he here yet? I have this gift to give." And someone would put their hand on my shoulder and they'd say, "Deb, now is not the time to be sharing your gifts." And I'd run, sleep back to the bathroom, and I'd wait for the door to open, and I'd run out again with that persistence and say, is he here? Is he here? I have my gift. And, sadly, he wasn't there. And I went back for a third time to the bathroom. And I was patiently waiting, looking through a peek in the door, wanting to share my gift. Now, the door opened. I ran out. And I was so excited. And I was like, he's here. Now I can share my gift. And instead, someone pushed me away and said, Debra, now is not the time. Little did I know, it wasn't until my signature presentation in my coach training that I realized that this story actually came up for me. And how I realized that there's times in my life where I stuff down sharing my gifts. But that's what I love to do. And you do what you love. And it lets your light shine from within. It lets you show up the best version of yourself. And it's amazing when you feel in that place. It's an unstoppability. But there's also this piece of you that feels that no matter what circumstance comes up in your life, that you can face it. And although there could be a challenge, you know that you can push through it. Regrettably, I have no idea if I ever shared that gift. And one of my missions as a coach, as a speaker, is to ensure that people share their gifts with the world, because the world needs those gifts. And my work is to draw out those gifts that you have so that you can share them with the world, because we need what you have inside of you. So I want you to keep taking those steps forward, build the momentum, and you can love wherever you are at and who you are, no matter where you are. Do what you love. Get really good so that people take notice. And as you do that, you are going to step into your potential, step into that greatness solely alone from giving of what's inside of you to give. Those gifts, those talents, that knowledge that you have that not everyone else has. You are that missing puzzle piece that people need to know about, or have that piece of connecting others to really spark that relationship into building joint ventures. Who knows where the path will lead? But be open to possibility, share those gifts, and above all, love what you do and do what you love. Thank you for joining me. Please go over to my website at www.debrakasowski.com, where you can learn more about myself. If you go there, put in your email, you'll get a gift called it's a 3-part video course of making habits stick, so you can build focus and consistency into what you're working on, those goals, so you can make them a reality and really soar at where you are and achieve what you want to achieve. Thank you for joining me.